Please. Sit down. I have some news for you.
Is it good?
Well, I'm afraid not. Our star witness, Susanne Madison, died today.
Lark's mother is dead? What happened? How?
We don't have any particulars. All I know is that Lark found her body.
Well, it seems a bit convenient, doesn't it? Susanne was going to testify that Lark made her buy the voice activator. Now Susanne is dead. Maybe Lark silenced her for good.
No one is sure that Susanne was murdered. Let's just wait for the autopsy report and before we jump to conclusions.
Oh, considering what Lark's done in the past, it's not much of a leap. My defense is ruined without Suzanne's testimony.
No, it isn't that bleak. If she was murdered, that could mean that the general homicide killer is still out there. Case against you would be dropped.
Of course. Susanne Madison's death might just be the proof of my innocence that I've been waiting for.
Victor! Victor, do you remember coming here? Victor, do you know where you are? Victor, if you're faking this, you don't have to. We're alone. Do you understand? We're safe. No one is watching. No one is listening. Victor, say something to me!
You had me taped?
Dr. Aikman, my father's completely non-responsive.
Well, there's been no improvement in his condition since he was admitted, but that's not necessarily a reason to be alarmed.
You don't understand. My father was faking his condition when he was admitted. Now he's not. Something's happened to him. Dr. Aikman, my father was fine when he came here, but now look at him. He's catatonic.
Why would you commit a sane man to a psychiatric hospital?
I'm sure you're aware of the murders that have been occurring based on my book. My father and I had reason to believe that someone in this hospital knew something about them, so we sent Victor in here to investigate. But now the condition that he was faking has become a reality.
Relatives desperate to take their loved ones home offer all kinds of stories. I can base a patient's readiness to leave on one thing only: his recovery.
I am telling you the truth. If you don't believe me, fine. Then contact Detective Garcia with the Port Charles Police.
I will. However, whether or not the story is true, Professor Collins is a sick man.
My father may not be well, but as long as he's in this hospital, he's a target. His relapse may even be linked to this case. He may have seen something relating to Susanne Madison's death that triggered this response. Now, I'm taking him home.
If Professor Collins has relapsed, then he must remain here in order to receive proper treatment.
One patient died in this hospital today already. My father could be next. I am not leaving him here.
The cause of Ms. Madison's death hasn't been determined. And until I can examine your father, I am not releasing him.
Have you given him the exact medication and dosage that I recommended?
The Hematin.
Well, he's always responded just fine to that. Would you care to venture a guess as to why he's not now?
Oh, Alec, I'm glad you're here. Is there any word yet on Susanne Madison's death?
Nope. I'm still waiting for the autopsy results.
Well, I don't need autopsy results to know what happened. Lark killed her mother to prevent her from testifying about the voice activator.
It's beginning to look like Lark wasn't involved in the purchase.
When was that determined?
Before she died, Susanne Madison said Lark wasn't the one who told her to buy the voice activator.
Oh, given her medical condition, who knows what mental state Susanne was in when she said that?
According to her doctor, she was lucid in her final hours. They had finally gotten her medication to the right levels.
The word of an unstable woman can't be enough to influence you, not where Lark is concerned.
If Susanne Madison's statements clearing her daughter aren't credible, neither are the ones implicated.
Look, Detective, I know how Lark's mind works. She's a manipulative kid, capable of actions beyond her years, including murder. Please don't let this keep you from investigating her.
Aha! I'm glad I found you. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, come here.
Lucy, I was working.
Well, I know, but, you know, remember what I told you about all work? Now think. Well, this'll just take a minute anyway, and besides, I think you'll find it worth your while.
You're not going to give me advice on the new hem length for the fall, are you?
No, silly, but from the looks of you, you look like you took a little bit of my advice. No, seriously, this is about the new moi.
Well, the nouveau does seem really happy.
Yeah, I am. I mean, come here. I'm trying. I'm really working on it. This is about what you said to me last night. I really did listen to what you said, and it got me thinking differently about the terrible things that I've done to Scott, to Serena, and to Kevin. And so I went to Dominique's grave, and I had a little chat with Dominique, and, well, I made a promise to Dominique and to myself that I would try to be a better person, a person that I could be proud of.
Lucy, that is a big step, and I'm sure that you're up to it.
Well, thanks. I think I am, but a lot of it is because of your encouragement.
Oh, the desire was there. You just needed a friendly push. So, well, what is the new Lucy going to do?
Okay, well, I decided that if I am truly going to try to be a better person, that I have to tackle the ickiest, yuckiest, most disgusting thing I could think of, and that would be apologizing to Eve for accusing her of being the killer.
Well, that is starting with a bang. My. You know, I think that is the right choice.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Although I have to admit, I still think of her as sort of this gold digger, manipulator and sort of an opportunist. And I just have such a hard time when I think of all the dirty tricks she pulled on me, not to mention her. She's still trying to get her claws into Scott and toying with Kevin. And I'm being, though, very magnanimous here. I think she's lucky that I'm a very happy now, trying to be generous, better person, because I still would like to wring her neck sometimes, that tramp, just let her...
If you don't apologize to Eve from your heart, you just might as well not do it at all.
Ooh. Once again, you're right. You are absolutely right. I cannot concentrate on the negative, even though there's a lot of that to concentrate on. I need to move on, right? And focus not in the past, but in the present. And that is what I'm going to do. Besides, it would still look pretty silly of me to be accusing Eve of being the killer when the police seem to focus on Julie Devon with that phone call business, So I cannot think of Eve Lambert as the killer anymore.
Someone is framing me. First they told my mother to buy the voice activator. Now they forged my name in the logbook to make it look like I've been visiting Greg Cooper. Frank, who knows what else they've done?
Hey, excuse me. Are you Bob?
Ta-da! That's me.
I understand you work the late weekend shifts.
Yeah, I'm filling in for someone today.
Does the name Lark Madison ring a bell to you?
The babe who visits on the weekend?
Have you spoken to her?
I asked her out once. She shot me down. Kind of lost interest after that.
Is this Lark?
No way. I mean, don't get me wrong, kid. You're a cutie, but you're way too young for my taste. The Lark I know has short brown hair. Kind of tousled, like the movie stars wear it. And she's all curves. Plus, she's got a sassy mouth. You know the type.
I think I do.
It sounds like...
Eve Lambert.
Hi. Someone paged me.
Oh, I did.
What do you want?
I paged you because I have something very important I'd like to discuss.
Excuse me, Dr.
You.
Lambert?
Yes.
Dr. Waters. Jonathan Waters?
Yes. Dr. Waters, it's so nice to meet you. I'm a huge, huge fan of your work, and I heard that you were here at GH. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you'd like to assist me with Mr. Evans' microscopic dissectomy.
You want me to assist you?
I've heard good things about you. The Quartermain residency is quite an honor, and I like to keep an eye on up-and-coming surgeons. It's going to be an anterior cervical fusion. I thought you might find it interesting.
I would be honored.
Fine, then. I'll see you at 6 a.m.
I'll be there. Okay, I'm sorry. What did you want to talk to me about?
Well, as I was saying,
I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to visit with my son in LR. It meant a lot to him. I just wish all the doctors were as smart and as kind as you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
well, aren't you the popular one?
Well, just one of those days, I guess. Okay, you were saying?
Yes, I have something really important to me that I need to tell you.
Dr. Lambert, yes.
Do you mind just butt out for a minute, okay?
I'll only be a moment. You have a message from Scott Baldwin. Your play date with Serena, it's all set.
Great. Thank you. Okay, well, it looks like I'm all yours for the moment, but I gotta warn you, if you were planning on inviting me up to a cabin, I'm really not into fish guts.
No, I just wanted to take this opportunity to tell you that I had copies made of all the performances at the nurses' ball, and you'll be getting your tape real soon now, any day.
That's why you had me paged?
Yep. Lucy, tying up loose ends. That's me.
Okay. Thanks.
Victor, can you tell me the last time you took your medication? Victor, please, just give me some sign that you understand me. Please! How can this be happening?
You can't keep your voice down. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I don't care. I'm concerned about my father. And it isn't just his relapse. A patient dropped dead in this hospital today. And for all we know, a serial killer could be walking the halls. Now, if I can't get my father released right now, then I want Greg Cooper locked up.
You're a psychiatrist. You know the procedure. Cooper was declared unfit to stand trial. And a review board advocated more intensive therapy, and he has responded very well. His probationary interaction with the other patients appears to be successful. He's exhibited no signs of violent behavior.
That doesn't mean he's not capable of it.
Of course not, but he's closely supervised and medicated. He does not pose a threat. We have no reason to lock him up.
I know exactly what that man is capable of. He's the ultimate con artist, and he's a danger no matter how docile he appears. I don't want him anywhere near my father. Now, if you would just contact Detective Garcia...
I did. He believes your story about your father being admitted to go undercover.
Of course he does, because it's the truth. Fine, you have your corroboration. Now you can release my father.
Professor Collins is sick. It would not be in his best interest to remove him from this facility.
I'm taking my father out of here.
We are aware of your own history of mental illness. Perhaps I should question your own state of mental health.
Ask away. It won't be the first time.
You don't play around with committing somebody. For you to be party to such a scheme makes me question your own hold on reality.
No, my reality is just fine. Now, I want my father released. Now.
Professor Collins needs treatment, and this is the best place for him. It would be wise for you to leave and let us take care of your father as we see fit.
I'm not going anywhere.
I heard about Lark's mother.
Yeah, Lark is taking you pretty hard.
Oh, forgive me if I sound cynical, but I have a feeling she's doing just fine.
Julie, try to remember what it felt like when you lost your father.
Well, I'm having a tough time dealing with the fact that I'm on trial for his murder. Aren't you even remotely interested in how opening statements went?
Yes, I heard the state is seeking the death penalty, and I will do whatever it takes to keep that from happening. Now, I did find something that might help your case.
Tell me.
According to the institution's logbook, Lark has been a frequent visitor of Greg Cooper's.
Lark and Greg?
It's been made to appear that way. Her signature was forged.
Who would forge Lark's signature to visit Cooper?
An orderly gave me a description of a woman who claimed to be Lark. Now, in my opinion, it sounds like a dead ringer for Eve Lambert.
Have you ever had an absolutely, no doubt about it, perfect day?
What, are you kidding? I'm perfect every day.
Well, the only thing missing was Scott.
Does it count that I'm happy for you?
Yeah, okay. Why not?
Good. In that case, I can give you your end to the perfect day.
Okay.
Caught a recap of the opening statements of Julie's trial on the evening news. It's
part of her defense, they're going to point the finger at another suspect. Lark Madison.
Have they named Lark as a suspect in court?
No, not yet. But I paid Julie a little friendly visit down at the Slammer and got the little jailbird to spill all about the game plan.
Oh, I see. Well, that's why you're smiling, because then they won't be sniffing around you anymore.
Or you. You see, you and I are both now officially out of the hot seat.
Well, then I would say that this is an officially perfect day.
Then how about a couple martinis to celebrate?
Well, don't mind if I do. Woo!
Proof that your father is safe. Madison autopsy report. Just faxed him.
Died of a heart attack. Natural causes. No signs of any drugs in her system except her medication. And no bruises.
This information must put your mind at ease.
The fact that a murder wasn't committed should reassure everyone here.
It does. As for your father, we'll run tests on him first thing in the morning. It's getting late. There's nothing you can do for him tonight. Why don't you leave?
I'll stay, but thanks anyway. All right, Doctor. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you here alone.
If you won't leave on your own, Dr. Collins, I have no choice but to have you removed.
This is outrageous. Do you have any idea what you... Hey, just get your hands off of me!
Nurse will take your father to his room. We'll run tests on him in the morning. I assure you that he will be just fine.
Well, I'm sorry. That's not good enough for me. I'd like to make sure about it myself.
Well, it's not possible. I'm sorry.
Hey, get off! Hey! 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 Get off of me!
If any of the doctors saw this medication out in plain sight, the entire staff would be fired. Victor Collins. Good thing I found this. It's time for your next dose, anyway.
What do we have so far?
Eve got into a fight with my father before he was killed, and her bracelet was found near his body. And there is a picture of her with a pen exactly like the one used to kill him.
She was seen arguing with Grace before she died, and Grace called Scott the day she died to tell him something about Chris and Eve.
Don't forget, Eve had access to the backstage area at the Versailles room where Jake was hung. And she was Lucy's dresser that night.
And there is the empty bottle of morphine we found in Eve's medical bag on the day you came home from the hospital after your overdose.
You thinking what I am?
Yes, there is a pretty strong case against Eve Lambert.
With the evidence against Lark falling apart, I'm going to need a new defense tactic. I want to speak to Lee about basing my case on proving the killer is Eve.
Ramsey, you missed your calling. I think you should have been a bartender, honey.
Well, they don't make enough money. Hey, you remember when we were taking down that Christmas tree? We smashed up the ornaments and the glasses in the fireplace?
The only thing I remember was waking up on this couch with a horrible hangover and you lying next to me.
Oh, come on. As I recall, you woke up with a big smile on your face.
That wasn't a smile, Ramsey. That was pure pain.
Well, that's only because you passed on what would have been the most intense, incredible sexual experience of your life.
You wish.
Okay. Deep breath. I can do this. I'm going to do this because, well, I chickened out of the hospital, but that was because there were extenuating circumstances. Here I go. I'm going to knock on that door right there, turn over my new leaf, just tell Eve I'm sorry for accusing her of murder, and I'll be done. Okay. Breathe.
Oh, what a day. I have a toast. Okay. Here is to blue skies ahead for the both of us.
Cheers.
You go now.
All right, I'll second that.
Okay. Oh! Yay! That was fun. That was fun. Now, the best part is we can concentrate on being doctors, and we can stop worrying about Garcia breathing down our necks.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, we're in the clear. I mean, the case against Julie is so strong that everyone's forgotten all about us.
Well, as long as no one finds out our alibi is phony, and there's only one other person who knows.
That's true. We can kiss freedom goodbye if Scott Baldwin doesn't keep his mouth shut.
Oh, my goodness. I was right. I was right. All along.
This is Nancy Snyderman. Tomorrow, who will feel Hurricane Bonnie's wrath next? Plus, Chef Emeril Lagasse kicks it up a notch with his corn fritters. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America.